Lilith can go back to sleep now. His job is done. Um, okay, I believe you. I believe you. Yeah. So well, not before we started. So anyone have any? You know me. Anyone have any thoughts? Thoughts, improv questions, improv dilemmas, improv realizations, anything at all that we can address before we get moving?
Have you somehow counted how many status change you make in a scene?
It's unlimited.
Oh.
It can keep going back and forth. It's there's no number. It depends on how long the scene is. You know, if you've got a 45-minute scene, then there's more. But yeah, you can keep doing it if it's working. If that's what's working in your scene. If your scene suddenly is about status changing, I've seen a scene like that. Now that you mention it, with two great improvisers from Chicago. Now that you say that, I did see a scene where it was constantly going back and forth. It was a 20-minute piece, and it was constantly going back and forth. So it all depends on what's working for you right at the moment. You know, how you playing it. It's kind of like saying in chess, how many times can you move the knight? Well, you can move the knight as many times as you need to. Whatever moves you need to make. Any other questions or thoughts or realizations or whatever?
I have another one before it comes out on my head. Before I forget it. How do you have scenarios wherein you do improv in okay, this time I'll just absorb everything, and this time is game time? Or did you differentiate it, or every day, for you everything is absorbing and game time? Did I uh, something like that?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
For example, whenever we do the carousel, that for me is absorbing time. For example, whatever I learned in that scene, I'm checking whatever you are doing so I can absorb it and learn from it. And whenever we do two-person scenes, for example, after that I'll do two-person scenes with Joy. That is the time that okay, I'll apply game time. Come on, give everything you got.
Oh, I see.
Something like that.
Well, I was telling this to my team the other day when we were rehearsing, and I used to tell this. I used to play hockey, and I used to was captain of a team for a long time. I wasn't the best player on the team. I was just the guy who was the most organized and made sure people paid their money and made sure So I was it. I was the idiot on the team, and I used to tell them it's not my thing to say, but to practice the way you intend to play. So if you're in rehearsals doing goofy ass stuff because you feel like it that day and no one's watching and it's just rehearsal, and don't worry, on show night we'll get back to doing the stuff that we prefer. It doesn't work. The goofy ass stuff that you do, the stuff that you know isn't quite right, will seep into your vocabulary, will seep into your life, and it'll start coming out at the wrong times. Whereas if you make a habit out of good habits, then that's what comes out. Because a lot of the stuff is automatic. A lot of the stuff is knee-jerk. So I would always be telling myself just before a scene to do a particular thing. Like if I was about to jump into a scene with somebody, I might just remind myself, scene dynamics, Tom. Remember scene dynamics. Remember to walk away sometimes, or to disengage, or remember to walk close to the person, or remember to speak loudly. Remember the scene dynamics, Tom. If you forget everything else, at least remember that. And the lights go up, and I make sure I will at least do that. If I do that, I'm setting myself up to get it right, or at least not to get it wrong. And I'm actually, secondarily, I'm clearing garbage out of my head that doesn't need to be in there when I'm doing improv. You know, I shouldn't be thinking about a lot of other things. So that it's like telling somebody, don't think of an elephant. You know, you should have things in your head that a couple of them that are good things to do, and you should do them, no matter who it is. But the rest of your brain should be free to do whatever it is that you're doing. So I think it's half and half, if I understand the question. Okay. Does that answer anything? Who'd we lose? What did I do? Did I accidentally bounce Zoe out of the room? Did I do that?
Oh, no.
Did I do that? Oh my God. I didn't think I touched anything. I guess if I do this enough, somebody will leave.
You have a question, Carl?
Yeah. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by a scene partner, or overwhelmed in a scene? And when that happens, how do you deal with it?
Depends what you mean by overwhelmed.
Like,
tell me what you mean.
Like you're getting a lot of material or input, or like you just I felt like sometimes I can catch up, or like there's just a lot.
Well, I know what you mean. And in the old days, when I was relatively new at this, I can sympathize with that. There were people that I used to play with who just like to bulldoze through scenes and just toss a bunch of stuff in, and that's fine. That's not a criticism of them. That's their style. They're pirates, you know, that's fine. But then I learned that it's you know, I'm going to go back to the Miles Davis quotes again. If you don't know who Miles Davis was, it doesn't matter because his quotes are good enough. Yeah, where was it? Yeah. It's not the note you play that's the wrong note. It's the note you play afterwards that makes it right or wrong. So it's not what your overwhelming scene partner does. It's how you deal with it that makes it overwhelming. So you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Just because somebody throws a bunch of stuff in there, you can literally say, hey, man, cool it, calm down. Let's take one thing at a time here. I can't handle all that. It's too much, too much. Calm down, Steve. Have a cup of tea. Calm the hell down, Steve. And the whole scene will then turn into trying to calm Steve down if he's smart. Because it's whatever Steve thinks the scene is about, because he's spewing all this stuff into the scene, it's not about any of that. So now you can make it about you trying to calm Steve down. Now that's what the scene's about. Why do you have to take the lead from Steve? Why does he have to determine that shit? You get to do it too. And your response is just as valid as anything he did. So from the point that I realized that, and I think it might have been Dave Rosowski who helped me realize that. From that point, it's like I'm wearing a suit of armor. You can't touch me. You can't mess with me. I know all the games. I know all the tools. So, okay, it's a slotted screwdriver, but you got a Phillips head. Oh, I've got a Phillips head. Hey, I got a slotted one. You know, I've got the right tool for whatever job it is. So do you. Does that help?
Yeah, a lot. It helps a lot. I have another question?
Yes.
You don't mind.
Excuse me if I say
it's fine. Yeah, music to our ears. Has it so you manage a troupe, right? Um,
Yes, I do.
uh, um, does it ever happen that, or I mean, have you ever observed that maybe two people don't go well together as like improvisers? Does that happen, or is that
Yes,
normal, or should improvisers just like overcome that?
it happens, and it's rare. It's rare that you can't solve it. Um,
Oh.
uh, with the troupe that I have now in the theater that we have now, everyone is there by invitation. There were no auditions. Everyone is. I mean, years ago we did huge auditions for the whole place, and there were two teams. We divided into two teams. I have one, and someone else has another one. And we accepted like 30 some odd people out of all the people that were auditioning that day. And then the two captains kind of got together and said, okay, I want these guys and I want these guys. Okay, fine. And the man who runs it all kind of was the referee and said, okay, you get these people and you get these people. It turns out we were thinking alike and we all wanted the same people for the same reasons. So that was that. And we chose them. You know, it's an art putting together teams, troops, and you have to put together troops that you think the people in them are not so are compatible with lots of different types of people. So if you've got some kind of a really brilliant idiot, you might not want him on your team. I mean, he might be brilliant, but if he screws up everybody else and doesn't listen and doesn't pay attention and wants everyone to do it his way, then he should go start a theater. But then after that, there's attrition and people come and go. But after that, it's basically, hey, there are these two people in our classes right now. We should take a look at them. Here, oh yeah, let's ask them to come and rehearse with us for a while. And if they like it, we like them, and then we'll add them to the team if they stay in the classes. Yes, it can happen, and it's up to the director to make sure that it isn't a problem. It's the same on any team. What if two players on a soccer team don't get along? And this guy never passes to that guy because he can't stand him. Well, that's the captain, the coach's problem. Got to do something about that. Shouldn't have put those two people together in the first place. But there are ways to handle it. The pirate ninja robot thing that I mentioned a couple of times before, that there's three categories of improvisers. If you introduce that idea into your team and you tell people about it and you figure out together who's mostly a pirate, who's mostly a ninja, who's mostly a robot, then people will be a little more understanding. And when some pirate type improviser comes and does that thing that they do, the others will think, well, he's a pirate. Okay, he does his thing. I'll do my thing. But it's about managing people, and building a team is not just about grabbing the most talented people. It's about a team. It's literally, people use the word synergy and they often use it incorrectly. Synergy simply means that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. That the team, when put together, can do things that none of the individuals themselves can do. So you have to sacrifice a little bit to become part of the team, but hopefully you become part of this greater thing that accomplishes something you couldn't. Does that answer any of it?
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough, and particularly when people are thrown together like in a jam, or added to a team that already exists. That's the hard part about directing. And somebody once said that that putting together successful improv is 90% about casting. That might be true. My team right now, they're incredible. They're freaking incredible. They work like a team, which is the most I can ever ask from them. There are people that we all know. There are people that the boss guy at Sick Puppies, he and I both realize that person there who's not part of us, he's amazing. If we put him on this team, he would shatter it to pieces. So, no. So there you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything else? Anyone?
I have. If how what do you say to an improviser to not be too hard on themselves? For example, they made the scene and they think that it's not good enough, or they think it's good enough what the director said. These are the things you should work on. And yeah, how what do you say to?
Well, I'm a very forthright person, and I had some things to say to my team this past Tuesday at the very beginning of rehearsal that were not necessarily sweet, but I said them in a nice but a matter-of-fact way, and that was it. They were doing stuff that was like, we're better than that. Don't do that nonsense. So they know that if I don't like something, I will say something, so that when I tell them that they're good, they know that I mean it, because they know I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. And the things that I say to the team are 95% encouraging, like, because I really do feel that way. I don't use the word should. You should have said this, or you should have done that. I might say you could have done this, or you could explore doing this or that. There's a thing that improvisers do, at least here, that I don't care for. I don't know. I don't get it. They like to tell one another, "Hey, we're all artists, geniuses, and poets." That's what they'll say. To pat each other on the back. Everyone pat everybody on the back, and let's tell each other we're all artists, geniuses, and poets. Well, I'm not a genius. I'm not an artist, and I'm not a poet. And poets don't walk around patting themselves on the back, telling themselves that they're all improvisers. So I don't get that at all. Why isn't being a good improviser good enough as an improviser? You don't have to be a genius. That's the point of this. You don't have to. If this required geniuses, nobody would do it. Poets, artists, who the hell needs artists and poets? So what I would say is that you'll know how it feels to do something good. And no matter how much somebody tells me that something that I did was good, and if the audience applauds and claps and laughs, I'll know that I did it. I'll know I did it the cheap way. I know I kind of sold myself out. I'll know that I wasn't good, no matter how much the audience likes it. And no matter how much the audience doesn't like it, I'll know that I did something good. And it's up to the director to help push that along. So I think you set standards. You say, this is what we can do. And then the best thing you can do in rehearsals, I think, is side coaching. Two people are rehearsing, they're doing a scene, and you see something as the director. You pause them, and then you say, okay, I see where that's at. That's wonderful. You're not doing anything wrong, but let's explore what would happen if you did this. Or, hey, everybody, do you see what they just did? They don't even realize the great thing they just did. They just did it. I don't want it to go by without people noticing it. So it's always about encouraging, because what's the point of not? But but to an improviser who gets told off by a director, or who gets I don't know, put down a little bit by a director. People who do that probably shouldn't direct, but they do. Sometimes people who are power hungry like to exercise power. I don't know why, but you'll know if you did something that could have been better, no matter whether anyone says. And you're the best judge of it, really. So after you've done your piece in a show, you can ask a director for notes, and don't answer them. Well, you could have done this, and this. Well, what I did it because, just shut up. Just shut up, take the note. You can disagree with it, just shut up and take the note. And think about it. And then next time, the notes that you got, apply them. Because nobody gets it right every time. You know, I don't know what else to say. My experience has been usually that people, they're all, it's what they used to call they still call the Dunning-Kruger effect. There are people who are the thing that makes some people unable to do a thing, makes them unable to judge how bad they are at it, which is why people think they can sing who can't, because they can't tell the difference between good and bad, so they don't know. The thing that makes them bad singers is the thing that makes them bad judges of singers. And the flip side of it is that people who are really good at a thing realize how hard it is to do, so they think they can't possibly be doing it right because it's too hard. So people who are good at it are tough on themselves. People who suck at it are often congratulatory of themselves. So you need to find the space in the middle, and realize that you're probably better at this than you think you are, and focus on the good things that you did. You know, if you did 10 things that were kind of shitty, but 2 things that were good, focus on those. I used to try to play golf. I hit 100 bad shots. It's the one accidental good shot that would make me come back again. Any other thoughts, questions? Does that help at all?
What is the effect again?
What's that?
What is that effect called again?
Oh, I'll type it out for you. Hang on. Hang on. To me, the Dunning-Kruger effect explains the world. Yeah, look it up. When you get to know what it is, you'll start to realize why things are the way they are in the world. Okay, anything else? Okay, cool. All right. So, where am I? Oh, there we are. So I wanted to just work a little bit more on a couple of the things that we've talked about in the past, and I want us to be aware of particularly being specific, adding specificity to our scenes. What do I mean by that? Anyone who knows? So it's not just my voice.
Don't just say car. Like, say something like it's a Porsche 911 that's red.
Right. Yes. Try not to be vague. Yeah, and you can make things up. You can make up a brand of beer. You can make up the name of a store or the name of a hospital or the name of a whatever. Don't just say, I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to Dr. Feldstein. Pick a name of a doctor. Just make it up. If you do that, you have put toys in your own playpen, and you will find them there later when you need them to play with. So be specific when you can, and try to use colorful language if you can. It's not easy to do. But what do I mean by that? Anyone? Just shout it out.
Synonyms.
Yeah. Use synonyms or other ways of expressing a common thought. Not, hey, we really love each other. How about, hey, you're the hand in my sock puppet? Think of a different way of saying the thing that's colorful. That's not just the same old. Stop. Not just stop smoking in my car. Just, hey, did Mount St. Helens erupt again, or did you light up another cigarette? Think of another way of saying the dull thing that you're going to say. If you do it just once in a scene, that's all you need. And if you keep those things in your head, then stupid things it won't be in your head. Like, what's the scene going to be about? We don't want that in your head. So putting these things in your head will take up the space where that horrible, what's the scene going to be about, would be in your head, which we don't want there. Okay, let's do it. You want to do that carousel thing, I guess. Do you want to do that? We can do that. Meet, bang, 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 bang. All right. Wow, I sounded like I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's a carousel?
Yeah.
Me going around each one of you thing. Yeah.
Oh, so that's
that. Somebody called it that. Might have been me. Might have been somebody. I don't remember. Okay. So let's keep it grounded. Let's keep it believable in that you believe the things you're saying and doing. That's all. Do things for no reason. At the beginnings of the scene, do things for no reason. Just do them. Say them for no reason. The reason will come later, if at all. Less thinking, more doing. Okay, let's get started. I'll put people in the green room. You can watch and listen, and we'll go one at a time. I'll go right down the line. I will remove the names so we're not tempted to use actual real names, and we'll go. Mm-hmm.
You know what? Your mother's the apple of my eye. I have to be honest. What? Don't you agree? Or just like?
Well, she's all right.
Well, she's all right. Don't you agree that
she's
let me make it easy for you.
yeah, make it easy.
I really adore you.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just that my mother is a horrible, horrible person.
What do you?
Horrible.
No, she isn't. No,
She's horrible. She's horrible.
Perfect.
She's the worst person there is.
Has she ever baked you pies? Because she baked me pies, like apple pies, banana pies,
No, she hasn't
pineapple
baked
pies.
me. No, she hasn't baked me any pies. No, she hasn't baked me any pies.
When I tasted the first time I tasted one of her pies, I felt like I was on cloud nine.
Cloud nine.
Yeah.
Maybe some of her heroin fell into the pie.
Her what?
Yes, she's horrible. She's a horrible human being.
If she's using heroin, how
I don't
come
know.
she
Heroin, it's
like
something. It's something.
Well, if it's any drug at all, how come she looks like Marilyn Monroe? Like really, like super.
She looks like Marilyn Monroe looks now.
Dead.
Yes, she looks like a corpse. What are you talking about? What is
know,
going on
I
with you and my mother? What's going on with you and my
can't-
mother?
Oh, well,
Wait a minute.
she hasn't told you.
Who sent her the puppy? Who sent her the puppy?
I sent her the puppy.
You sent her the puppy?
Yes, it was this really cute Labrador, still young. But hasn't she told you that we've been dating already?
That puppy is now working in a factory in China making Apple watches. That puppy is getting paid less than 25 cents a day.
That's not possible. She just posted that puppy on her Instagram, and it looks so cute. Wow. I think there's maybe there she really put something in that like pie.
Maybe she did. I wouldn't eat a pie that she gave me.
How do you live with her?
Well, I mean, she doesn't charge rent. You know, it's cheap, and I get to watch Netflix on Friday.
No, but she's amazing. I can't believe this.
Wow.
Are you sure? Am I just?
I'm sure.
Are you real?
I'm real. I'm so sorry. Yeah, don't send any more puppies.
It's getting worse.
Why do you say it's getting worse?
It's like I can't breathe, and the coughing. It's
maybe it's getting better. Well, I mean, you're getting worse, but maybe it's getting better.
It could be. I'm more concerned for you because
I know, but it's you know how I am about language.
Okay.
You know, I mean, when people say, you know, my flu is getting worse, the flu is doing great. You're getting worse.
Okay. I'm getting worse, and I don't know whatever it is this thing. It's getting better, And about you is anything happening with you?
I'm doing badly, but whatever I got from you is starting to really do well.
When you say badly, I mean, I know how you are with language.
Badly.
Badly in what way?
Badly is an adverb. It's an adverb. Okay, I'm doing bad. How about that? It's an adjective. It's wrong because doing is a verb.
Yeah, I know. You're the.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're about to use a prepositional phrase incorrectly, weren't you?
More of an exclamation, if you know what I mean.
That was actually grammatically quite good.
Well,
that was a dependent clause, and you used it very. That's good.
It's the language.
Yes.
And
so if you're gonna breathe, I mean, if you're gonna breathe and it's hard to speak, you may as well make each breath count. And don't do it by speaking bad grammar. You know, not that you do. I'm just saying, right?
Wasn't that just bad grammar when you said don't speak it with the bad grammar?
How is I don't think
see, you're doubting yourself now. You're not even sure.
Let me put a semicolon in our semicolon. Like it's not over, but let's just pause.
I love it when the sun touches my skin.
I do too. I do too. I mean, it's like, it's like I'm literally being touched by the sun. It's sending out fingers. It's sending
Yes,
out pieces of itself,
yeah.
millions of miles, just
Uh-huh.
to touch me.
And those particles, get into my being and it makes me feel alive, like I'm able to exude
Yeah.
light.
Yes.
Right, right.
Photons will do that. Photons will do that.
And sometimes it makes me feel like a plant too.
Well, yeah. Did you know that it takes 20,000 years for a photon that's generated in the sun to actually make it to the edge of the sun and then become light?
Oh,
20,000 years. I mean,
that
hold your hand up. That took 20,000 years to happen.
that's probably why I feel like I have so much wisdom right now.
Well, you do,
I've
because you
earned
are
that
a
in
plant.
those
You
years.
are a plant. You are a
That's
plant.
right. I'm a green plant.
Yeah. They say that there's animals, vegetables, and minerals. I don't believe it. I think we're all plants, including the rocks.
We are. We are. Rocks with life too.
Yeah.
And
Or, yeah.
uh, I'm
No,
so yeah,
no, yeah, no. No, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah. Right?
See? And
Yeah.
it makes you question life as it is.
Well,
So amazing.
it makes you question life. I mean, I've known all this.
Wow.
Yeah.
You probably existed, of course, like a million years.
Don't exaggerate. You know, maybe half that.
All this time I'm thankful that you're part of my blissful journey. It should be the other way around then.
We are we are vines twisted around one another
Uh-huh. Intertwined like plants.
like plants.
Feels so good
I'm
to
gonna
be.
go. I'm gonna go right now and get some water and water us.
That sounds like a good idea.
Literally.
So his arms were like this thick, like you couldn't
Dude,
grab it.
right? Right?
It was nuts.
Right?
And he picks up this chunk of concrete with the
Yeah,
rebar
right.
sticking out and just chucks it at the balloons. And oh my God, I've never seen
Yo,
a 5-year-old cry so fast.
I love it when 5-year-olds cry. They do it better than anyone.
Oh man.
And it's
Jerry's
so
the
easy to
best.
get them to cry.
Oh, all you have to do is pop their balloon and wah, wah. I'm
Oh
sad
man.
now.
What you have to do is say stuff. You can just say stuff to them. Hey, Jerry, you're gonna die someday. They could just
Oh no, the one that really gets them
yeah.
is your mom's gonna die
I know.
someday.
I wasn't gonna say that because my mom is a little under the weather right now.
Does someone pop her balloons?
That's not funny. All right. That's not funny.
Your mom's got nice balloons.
That is not funny. Okay? You take things too far, Teresa. You take things too far. It's okay to do it to a 5-year-old. I'm an adult. That's just not cool.
Hey, we all used to be 5-year-olds. Everyone's fair game.
Well, I just think you could be a little bit more, you could apologize. I mean,
Apologize. Oh, that's a good one. Oh man, wow. Yeah. No.
I am not playing with you anymore.
It's not funny.
So, what? What was that?
It's like that. It's not funny.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's funny. That
What?
doesn't make you a stand-up comedian, Joni.
Yeah, but it's
Just
funny.
but just saying it's funny and then laughing, it's not going to work on the stage. It
Oh.
never works. One
But-
guy laughs.
So?
You have to have, I don't know, you have to have like material, like bits, like stuff that you memorize. You
I
can't
don't
just say
care.
it's fun.
But as long as I'm happy, and that's one guy.
Listen, you can be happy or you can be a stand-up comedian. You can't be both.
I will be happy.
Then you
I
want to, you can't. There are no happy, successful stand-up comedians. Doesn't happen. They're all miserable. I want to be a stand-up comedian. I'm thinking about doing something horrible to myself to make myself miserable enough to be a good stand-up comedian. And you're laughing.
Because you're funny.
That's like being a chef who only eats her own food.
Yeah. Just chill down. Chill.
I'm
Chill.
chilling.
Chill. Don't stress out. We'll have a great show, you know? We will have the best show in the world. People will pray for our
I hate us.
laughter gas.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Why do you have to always pick on me in the audience and say, you, sir? And I say, why? What's your name? And you know my name, and it's a setup.
Chill down. Let me see your face. Come on. Let me see your face. Start with a smile. With teeth. Yeah. With smile up to the ears.
I'm gonna get a sandwich.
Okay.
So ano na?
Hmm.
Ano na?
What's that?
Ano na?
What do you mean you don't know?
Di
What
ko
do you mean you
alam.
don't know?
Di ko alam talaga.
I can't tell them that.
Di ko rin kaya eh. Gagawin natin. Di ko din kaya.
That sounds like a lot of shit to me. That's absolute. No way.
Tingin mo kaya ko?
But my dog? What has my dog got to do with this?
Yung aso mo, hindi
I
na
see.
marunong mag-sit.
I see. Oh, it's good. Oh, you go back to that old thing. I see. Whenever you can't come up with a logical explanation, you go back to that same old thing. It's that again. That means I've won.
Ikaw na. Kung na magaling. Ikaw na talaga. Ikaw na.
I hate you.
Para namang gusto
I
kita.
hate you. I hate you.
Para namang gustuhin din kita.
I hate you.
Talaga ba?
If you were walking in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, I would take all of the money I had and pay a company to fill it with concrete. That's how much I hate you.
Grabe naman. Pwede naman wala na lang yung concrete. Pwede
No!
bottom.
No! See who's
Ano
boss in
talaga
this
pala?
family. Mute. You're muted. What's Barry? What is it, Barry?
This is the time when people are very
What?
desperate,
Yeah.
and
what?
this is the time
It
that
is.
we should
What?
put up a new religion.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. They do it all
This-
the time.
I had a dream
Okay.
that
Okay.
the
Let's see. Now Martin Luther
earth
King did
I'm
that one.
holding the weight of the world, and the world tells me to do it. Do it, Barry. Do it, Barry. You can do it. And
Okay. Okay.
you, on my side,
Okay.
preaching the words of God through Barry and Larry. Barry and Larry,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
We're gonna be the next Jesus and Judas. Oh, did I
Which-
say Judas?
Which one? Which one of us is which? I have to be Judas.
No.
Do I have to be Judas? I mean,
No.
because let me tell you, I could use the money.
Oh, no. The point
I mean,
is,
right now, 30 pieces
I
of
wanna
silver
be
sounds
Judas
about
too.
right. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but I wanna be Judas too.
But that's it. We're both Judas.
We both Judas and we wear Jesus Christ,
We could
right?
be.
It's like
Why
wolf
not? Why not?
on
Who's to say we're not?
who? No one. Maybe the president, Barack Obama.
No,
Will-
don't think so.
No.
Do you know? If someone says we're not, we damn them.
We condemn them.
Damn
No.
them to hell. This
Oh,
is fun.
but wait, Larry. We will have to make something else. Like, we don't put the concept of heaven and hell.
No,
We have to make up words.
It's been done to death and beyond death.
Okay. So what's the basis of, what's the foundation of this religion? What
Okay.
is the name?
If you're good, you don't have to go and do karaoke. If you're bad, you have to do karaoke. So all the bad people have to listen to all the other bad people's bad karaoke, and the good people don't have to. Better than heaven. Better than heaven.
It makes me cry.
Scene.
Oh my gosh.
Those were fun scenes. They're all fun. And any thoughts about anything you saw or did?
I like it when both of you became Judas. Like, I want to be Judas too. I want to be Judas too. So will be Judas.
Tom, can you understand Tagalog? How come you?
No.
What was going on through your head, Tom, when you were talking to Andy?
Oh, it's the same thing that's always going on when I talk to her. I wasn't listening, and no, I'm just kidding. What was going through my head? We've done this. I've done this sort of thing before when people we do this stuff where somebody speaks a language on stage that no one knows, and you just go. You just go.
Ooh.
You know, and it doesn't matter. The people who understand will know that you're not getting it right, but that's funny. And the people who don't understand are, it doesn't matter. So.
So cool.
Yeah, because like I've said in the past, this is not a TED talk. It's not about information. It's about connection. As long as we connect, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anything else that you saw or did that you
I
liked?
guess for me, it's just an observation since it's in the morning here. You know, improv in the mornings, I guess, is the most fun I've seen. Because, of course, when you wake up, it's your most vulnerable state.
Uh-huh.
It's the empty, your mind is empty. And I guess it's so much fun. It's so creative.
That's a good point. One of the strategies I used to use when I was directing a larger group down in Miami and all. We all used to use was that when we were trying to work on pieces that involved more intense improv scenes, we would save those until the second half of rehearsal. By that time, we would do all the other stuff first, and then we would do that. By that time, everyone was tired. And when you're tired, you're more emotional. And your emotions are closer to the surface. You're more likely to be angry or to be whatever. And that gives you better scenes. So rather than try to tell people to do emotional scenes, we just wear them out until that's all they can do.
That's a good technique.
It's going to happen anyway, so you may as well use it.
Right.
Anything else you saw?
Me, I noticed your scene with Josh. Josh named you guys both Barry and Larry, and I
named him Barry.
Oh, you named him Barry, and then Barry named you Larry.
Yes.
Okay. I then in hindsight, I thought to myself, did I use names? That's a very that should be something that I should always remember. Name the person I'm talking to. Name the mother, like in our scene, named you as her son. Because I guess that also builds on the connection, not information thing you were talking about.
Well, different directors will tell you different things. What they usually say is, get the names in so that you remember them, and that works. But sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, in the scene you and I did, if that was real, would we use one another's names? And would you use my mother's name? Really? It would sound kind of fake. It would seem kind of fake. So if it's not necessary, you don't have to do it. But I threw a bunch of names in at people. I just to I don't know, because I'm used to it, just as a knee jerk thing.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Anything else you saw? There was plenty there. There was a lot of fun stuff there. They were all good. Every one of those.
I like the rock talking about rocks too. That's fun.
I like that was a fun scene with the sunlight and the plants and all that. That's lovely. Wow.
And plants being knowledgeable about how the sun works. Oh my God.
And the age, like 500 years old only, something. That's the stupidity.
I've never seen someone talk about age. We always think millions of years or centuries, but never thousands, maybe 500,000. That's the first time I've heard someone talk about their age in 500,000. So weird.
Man, why not?
The way you delivered the fact about the photons from the sun, it was so grounded. I believed you. I don't know if it's true or not, but
it is actually.
Okay, good, because that's ingrained in my brain now. So I'm glad that's a true one.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. It could have been not true, and it doesn't matter. I could have said anything. Yeah.
Speaking of facts, I like how Tom and Marissa pointed out how to make children cry. And I like how Marissa was ending up like egging on Tom's mom. Like it's almost like, are you a child? Are you a 5-year-old child?
Yes. Yeah, we had a status shift there for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been working on being more of an asshole.
Right.
I've perfected it. You're taking lessons from the right person. So excellent. Anything else?
I think it's very funny when Kahil told you that it's getting worse, and then you told him maybe it's getting better. It's so funny to me. It's like why you assume that it's getting better, right?
Yeah.
So funny. It's really funny. It's like
Well,
switching the situation.
it struck a chord in me because when I was a kid, someone said his cold is getting better, and I kept thinking, if I was the cold, I think I was doing worse now. I'm dying here. So the cold is doing worse. He's doing better. I know that's a really stupid way of thinking, but that's me.
Cute.
Anything else that you saw? Any technique that you saw or any tool that you saw used that worked? That anybody did or that you did?
Marisa laughing at you.
Well, Joy was laughing at me too.
Enjoy.
Or
Yeah.
she was laughing eventually at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. See that, started off with laughter. So that's a gift. What do you do with it? A lot of it. You can do a lot of things with it,
And I can even imagine what you're doing when you said the comedian part. I see the scene that you were saying, like the script, the setup part, when you know the name of the audience and then you're gonna make a joke. I imagine everything. It's really, I can I can see it.
Yeah. Well, I could see it too because of what she was doing, So all I had to do was react to what she was doing. But then that's all we all are doing. Any other thoughts about any of that? I'll step out of your way. You guys can do scenes. Okay. I enjoyed all of those. They were all perfectly excellent scenes. They're like top notch scenes. They all worked. That's nice. Okay, so I'll step out of the way, and you guys will do 2 by 2 by 2. I'll step out of your way, and I will ask you to try, if you can, to remember specificity, to try to use colorful language. Some people did in that, I noticed. That was kind of cool. We definitely used repetition. I do remember that we did repeat one another very well. I think, Josh, you and I certainly did. So see if one of these things pops into your head while you're doing your scene, to add some spice to your scene. I'll get out of your way and we'll just go down the line. Going right down the line. Oh, wait, that's not going down the line. Right, okay. It almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Here we go. That's that.
How are your shoulders doing? Huh? Are you feeling the heat?
It's painful. But
Yeah, it should be painful. You signed up for this very rigorous and very well, it's actually very torturous Zumba class. So yeah, just keep smiling through it, girl.
if you're not my 5th grade classmate, I will not sign up to this.
Oh, funny you should say that. You know why? You know
Why?
why? Guess.
Why?
Why did? It's very funny because
Do you miss me? No. Yeah. No.
you guess right. I missed you since we were in the 5th grade. I'm so surprised that this is the first time. This is our first hangout, a Zumba class. What a
Ah,
weird suggestion.
yeah.
You see-
So weird that later we will go to a zoo.
yeah, Zumba and then zoo. What's next? What's the
Find
next?
zoo.
Yeah, what's the next letter Z thing in your itinerary?
You know, xylophone.
Yes, the xylophones with the letter Z. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
love.
xylophone museum. Oh my god! And remember, back in the 5th grade, we're going on a field trip, and
Yeah,
I don't have food, and you give me food for lunch.
yeah.
Thank you.
I always give you my food during lunch. I'm so glad you remembered.
Oh, yeah, that was my most prized memory.
Really? Really?
Win, win. Eh,
Uh,
eh, eh, eh,
uh,
Zumba.
yeah, let's just keep dancing through it. Yeah, my most prized memory, now that you mentioned yours, is when you protected me from those like bullies, and you said, "I'm a nice kid. Don't bully him." You remember that? Really? Did you really think I was a nice kid?
Sometimes. Yes.
Sometimes. How about now? Do you think I'm still nice?
Uh, my shoulder aches so
Uh,
much. No.
oh, it hurts. Yeah, yeah. We should maybe um, get ready for the zoo.
Zoo.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're nice. I'm so thankful that we uh, bumped into each other at the Starbucks.
Did we really bump in each other? Yeah, no.
Yes. Uh, okay, I have to be honest. No, but yeah, I kept remembering you during the fifth grade, and I've never forgotten about you since. So, does that creep you out? It does. It does. It does creep you out.
Scene, scene. Oh, there we go.
Oh my God.
The silence that speaks so much louder than words. Does that creep you out?
Yeah.
Nice one. Anyone have any thoughts about that?
It's like I'm watching a rom-com rom-com.
Yeah. It was at the very least charming. No, that's a compliment. I love if improv can be at the very least charming. It's like you got it, but it was certainly way more than that.
It's like 51st dates.
Well,
Takes me back to 5th grade.
well, it wasn't a teaching scene. It could have been, but it never once became. Here's how you do Zumba. It was always about a connection and starting with something for no reason. Couldn't possibly know why you were doing Zumba in relation to the scene, and then blah 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 blah. It turned into this connection, and then more of a connection, and then more of a connection. So the Zumba was just the excuse for this all to happen. That was nice. Anyone else see anything?
I appreciate how they use the silences to develop the next thought.
Mhm.
Because sometimes in improv we're also scared of pregnant pauses, whereas it's a good opportunity to really breathe and look into what's happening and just get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the facial expressions were quite priceless too. It wasn't generic at all. I really was drawn in, which might have been half of the charm of it. Anyone else?
I could feel the awkward all the way in Florida.
Yeah.
I feel like Andy's stare like shot a hole through my wall, then passed through going to Florida.
Yeah. Well, we do awkward really well here in Florida. It's hard to impress us with awkward. Okay, let's swap it up. Two more. Let's see. Got to get rid of you. Right there. Let's do that. I'm out of here. Wait, let me go.
Aha!
Yes. Yes, this is the day.
It, it is the day. Today is the 7th of May, 2021, the day you have set for us.
Yeah, that's right. And I was actually planning on telling you something, but maybe let's just reminisce a bit first.
Teresa, it's been 7 years. I've been waiting for this moment for 7 years. You told me specifically today you will finally tell me, and now you want to reminisce again?
Well, okay. Okay, let's stop reminiscing then. Let's just move on to okay, I have 5 children. I'm sorry I never
Teresa,
told you.
I, I knew about the four, but they're five?
Yeah, the other one is actually just by our house. The other kid is
By
our neighbor.
so wait, you have four kids that I know of, and the fifth you have hidden with your neighbor?
Uh-huh. Because I had no choice at that time. I didn't want that child, and it just so happened that the neighbors were, lonely, and I thought maybe they wanted a child in their life, and they said yes.
For
So
7 years, I've pursued you. For 7 years, I have given you my love, my devotion, and you throw this deception on me now?
I'm sorry, Anthony. I I tried. That time when we were cooking our favorite pasta dish, and then I I I I was preparing an extra plate, and then I wanted to invite that child over, but then I saw you take away the plate, and so I think that maybe you weren't ready that day.
And oh, so now you refer to it as that child? You can't even call your own child by its name, Teresa? The fifth child that you've hidden from me all these 7 years, you can't even say its name? What's his name, Teresa?
I I I named him I named him Anthony too, just so I don't get confused. I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow. So he's mine?
Yeah, he's yours. Of
I,
of all the children, I know you're thinking of all the children that I should give away. Why him? I, I he's just getting so difficult. Please forgive me.
I, well, since we are on this forgiveness, I have something to tell you too.
Okay.
You know that niece of mine who you played with that I would bring to play with your four kids?
Yeah.
She's actually my daughter.
Wait. Ter- Teresa is your daughter too?
Yes.
How could? Why didn't you tell me?
I I mean, I thought you had four kids. Maybe the fifth one would have been just too much. It scared me. I I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So strange that you also named her Teresa.
Scene, scene, scene.
Yeah.
Very
Oh
odd.
no.
ah,
Uh, I don't watch them, but I'm sure that there's some kind of a serial in Korea that's exactly that plot, but I'm not sure. But yeah. Any comments?
I am so glad Zoe named her Teresa too. I was
Oh.
waiting for it. I was like, she has to, yes.
Oh yeah, that's really good. See, that's one of those things that when you throw in a name, when you're specific, and later on you need something because her name is, you've said her name is Teresa. You need to name the kid. Why look anywhere else? There it is. You've already put it there. That's why you do it. Anyone else see anything? No? I don't know.
Aside from they have matching shirts, I like the names. And then I thought the fifth. I thought that you have so many child that I won't be able to tell you that I have a child too. I like the line,
Yeah.
that line.
Yeah.
And
I
then
kn-
Zoe said, how could you do that to me?" Something.
I know exactly. Yeah, I mean, Teresa seemed like such a nice person, but she's a horrible person. She really is. She just gave the kid away to the neighbor and calls it that kid.
I like how the scene of reminiscing. It's kind of a good place to like work on specificity because you can remember quote unquote like memories that are specific.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And some of those memories, like we saw, can come out of things that you've already done in the scene, which is nice because then the audience sees that, and they really, we know the techniques. The audience doesn't, so they can't understand. It's brilliant to them. It's like, and he had a kid named Teresa also. Wow, they must write this stuff down ahead of time. Because how else can you do it? Well, you do it like this, but they don't know it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that specific stuff really helps. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Get rid of these people. Who do we have? We had. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do that. Okay, I'll get out of your way.
Can't believe you. This is just wow.
So, we've been talking for each other for almost what, 2 years.
2 years, 3 months, and 14 days.
Oh yeah, this is our first time we see each other face to face.
Man, you know, pardon my language, but you're even sexier in person. I have to say.
What's hello?
Yeah. What?
There's something wrong with my face?
I mean,
Because I am palpitating. It's like the world is shaking inside of my. What's it called? This? What do you call this?
Your chest?
Oh my chest! You know, it's you who's been knocking on it since day one. You knock it, you know. Yeah.
Oh, you melt my heart
Oh, I melt your heart?
like ice in the Florida sunlight. Just puddles.
Oh, I melt you.
Yeah.
You make me what do you call this? Hard as ice.
Like ice.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah, because we're talking about ice.
Yeah. I mean, well,
Because
but
when I melt you, make me hard too. Like I mean a hard stiff, stiff, like that. Makes me like a man. I'm a man. I'm Samson.
that would certainly
You're
count.
Delilah. I am strong. You're pretty, and you're my weakness.
I mean,
Like
I guess
Tom and
that's
Jerry.
flattering.
Yeah.
Ew.
I'm Jerry. You're Tom. You're Minnie. I'm Mickey. I'm Tarzan. You're Jane.
Me,
You
Jane.
are you're like Cleopatra and Leonardo DiCaprio. Does it make sense?
I could see them hooking up.
Oh,
That could work.
wait, we're hooking up.
Well, I mean, possibly. We've known each other for a bit now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I'm thinking
Because-
about Leonardo DiCaprio and Cleopatra.
How about Marilyn Monroe and Johnny Depp? Right? I can be your Johnny Depp.
I mean, I think it was a whole different generation, but who cared? Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I can be your pirate and you can be my
ninja.
what is Marilyn Monroe? Yeah. You can be my sewer. Sewer, right? Sewer. Because when Marilyn Monroe is standing the air
Oh,
on her what do you call this? Dress.
and her dress flows up. And
Yeah. I can be that
You want me to
sewer.
blow
And you
on
are
you?
my Marilyn Monroe. I'm the blow. I'm blowing.
and then
Scene. I can't take anymore.
So many lines in such a short time.
None of them
Did I-
good.
Wait, did Joss say? Did you say like ice? You make me hard too.
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my!
Because he's a man.
It was bad because I was imagining the ice melting and then making it hard again. It's like a connection. But when I
Okay.
when I heard it, it's like it's awkward. Why did I say that?
Oh, no.
God.
Any other comments about that?
You should take that clip and sell it to How to Meet Women. You know.
Yeah. It's it's like an online dating gone wrong.
Yes.
but it's actually fun because you see the cultural difference there because Josh is like the classic Pinoy community boy who's desperate to meet a foreigner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that to me.
Oh, okay. There's not that much of a cultural difference, I'm telling you right now. His character is pretty recognizable all over the world. We are everywhere.
Son?
Okay, we got one more to go. Somebody gets to go again. Let's see. You know what? It's going to be you because you do so much. Let's get me the hell out of here.
Mm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Mm,
Eh,
mm,
eh,
Uy!
Uy,
Uy!
uy.
Ano
Yeah,
na?
yeah.
Ano na nga? Sabihin mo na.
Oh, iniwanan ako
Go,
ng date
go.
mo.
Okay lang yun. Balas buwan niya. Ikaw, sabihin mo na yung totoo. Ano?
Ano?
Dali na. Ang dami mo
Ah,
pa. You have
ah.
many side comments, side reaction. Just
You know,
straight to the point. Straight to the point.
kada may date ka, nandun ako sa gilid. Tinitignan ko yung mga dates nyo. Mamaya, umiyak ka na naman eh. Hindi mo alam na. You don't
Ah,
know. You don't know. And every date nga.
I know that you're very concerned to me. I'm just having fun. This is life.
You're having fun. Always. You should meet the right guy already, my God. I'm giving you these names already. Like Pedro, Juan, Miguel.
I'm not looking for that, guys. I'm looking for Joseph. My Joseph.
Joseph.
Yeah.
You've dated 365 Joseph. None of them fits you. I think you should change name.
Okay. What am I going to do?
Try Carl or Khalil or Josh for a change. Just change your name.
Okay. I will apply for my birth certification. Changing
And
name.
no,
And
you know, even my pets here disagree about the name. They can't bear to hear it.
Bish.
Give me a letter. Give me a letter.
R.
R. Okay. Try dating Romeo, Rocket, Ratatouille, Register, Rambo. Just 5 that. 5.
Okay. Okay. So I know Romeo.
Romeo?
Yeah.
The Romeo, the Romeo. Besh, I like Romeo. Ano?
Oh, let's speak.
What's you're doing to me?
Come on. Yeah, come on.
After me going
If
off to the
you
third wheel.
if you won, you'll get Romeo. Diba? You told me fight for the love. So fight it
Right.
through this. Okay. Ready?
Ha!
1, 2, 3. It's ba? What is that? Like that.
What the hell is that? Ah. Rock, paper, scissors, pencil. I never heard of that.
Lizard Spock.
Any quick thoughts about that? Ratatouille, Rambo, Register?
I like how when Andy was throwing names, they were specific but also random.
Yes, ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Romeo,
Rocket,
Romeo,
Ratatouille.
Rocket, Register, Rambo, Ratatouille. Yeah. Anything else? Just very silly. Very fun.
I like how you worked in what was going on with the dogs.
Yeah, well, you have
Yeah.
to.
Mhm.
You have to. It's no big deal.
The
I
dog's
mean,
timing was so perfect. So
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Great job, baby.
my dogs can't bear to hear that name.
Okay, we're having too much fun, so now we have to do the thing that we do, and we just go through and do the a takeaway, anything you take away from today. So we start there and we go all the way around. Joy, what do you got?
I just love how you told us about encouraging. Sometimes like in improv me myself, like I'm very like critical to myself, and I love tough love more than like encouraging kind of that type, because I'm brought up to that like sense of tough love. But what you said, encouraging, makes me feel like when in order to get the like the confidence, not the like boasting confidence, it's like the confidence that a person have as an improviser, it's more useful to use encouraging. That's why I was like writing encouraging with a heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as I say, sometimes I can be a little tough on people in the troupe when we're not, people aren't living up to their best, when they're not doing what they know how to do. But it's rare. And if I'm going to do that, I do it at the very, very beginning. And so it kind of, and 15 minutes later, everything's fine. And 2 hours later, it's forgotten. But you don't want that to be the last thing that you do, is to discourage somebody. If you're going to do something that might be a little discouraging, do it first, and then it'll heal by the time it's over. Andy, what do you got?
oh, I like how one stare or one line can change a status. Like for Carl, when he said, "Do you really think I'm the good guy?" And then, oh my god, okay, status shift. And
Yeah,
then I stare at him. Okay, status shift.
yeah, lovely. Yeah, I love it. Carl, what have you got?
Funny that Andy should mention that, because the line she threw at me was, "Did we really bump into each other?" That was
Ah.
when the status shifted for me.
Yeah.
And I also like that all of our scenes, like the second half scenes, were like rotating around love or love life or dating. So like, what is up with us today?
I don't know.
Latino.
I don't know.
Hard as ice.
I was gonna say that, but it's less creepy if you say it.
And I also want to say, I recall what you said earlier about the tools. You have like Phillips and a screwdriver, like a flathead and stuff. And the things you are teaching us are tools. In the same way that there are right tools for the right job. And I learned that even for example, specificity, it has its right place. For example, it's not necessary to name characters in every scene. So that's handy to remember. Thank you.
Okay, good. Khalil, what you got?
One is, I will never look at ice the same way again. And two, I really love the specificity, the details. It really brought so much life to the scenes.
Yeah. Yes, it was good. Good to see it. Zoe, what do you have?
So the same thing. I also appreciate the being specific, and also the simplicity and the calmness of everything that happened today, because I realized me with my group, and as a group, when we're performing live, we tend to overcompensate with being so physical sometimes. Um, of course, given the adrenaline rush and trying to be clever sometimes. But I right now, what I remember the most is what you said about you know when you did the right thing or if you did not, regardless of the applause. So
Yes.
I think that's the most important thing that I will bring from this class. Thank you.
That's the truth. And I was telling people this the other day, and I say it a lot. I found it the easiest thing for me to do to keep me on track, to make sure that I give my best. is I picture an improv guru. In my case, it's David Rosowski, and I just always, before a show, just as we go out, I pretend honestly that he's sitting in the audience, and if I do that, if in my head he's there, I won't do cheap stuff. I won't do anything that I wouldn't do. That'd be embarrassed to do in front of him. That he would know, God, that was kind of dumb. Why'd you do that? So whatever it takes for anyone else to always give their best, because it's hard to remember to do it when everyone else is doing crazy stuff. You want to do it too. Sometimes you have to be the one who doesn't do that. And sometimes you have to be the leader of the other way of doing it, and lead by example and do this. And then many other people will say, "Oh, that's kind of cool too. I think I'll do that," instead of just rolling around on the stage screaming. So you can be the change that you want to see. Marissa, what do you got?
For me today, I think my big takeaway was the effectiveness of just focusing on like one or two concepts to remember, like specificity and colorful language. And I know I've been working on trying to do that a bit more, keeping those like key things in mind instead of overthinking the like, what's the scene going to be about? What do I do? Instead of that, I'm just trying to think like, be specific. And I hope it's coming across. I feel like I'm working more specific language into my speech. So I feel like that resonated with me today.
All right. Yeah, it does. I've said this before. I know years ago I used to try to play golf and all that stuff. And I only use golf because it's a metaphor. And I was at a driving range, and some guy came over to me and said, "Hey, you want some help on straightening out your?" Sure, yeah. So he put a golf tee down next to the golf tee that I was using with a golf ball on it, but it didn't have a golf ball on it. So now there's two tees. One has a golf ball on it. One doesn't. And he said, "I want you to reach out and try to hit the other tee at the same time that you try to put your left hand into your pocket, and I want you to take your eye and try to put it into your chest." And of course, you can't do those things. So here I am. What an idiot. All right, fine. I'll do that stupid thing you just said that is impossible to do. Whack, straight down the fairway. Why? A, it kind of corrected my swing. B, it took me out of my head, so I wasn't thinking about it. So so it allowed my body to do what it knew how to do. If only my stupid brain would get the hell out of the way. So that's what it is. That's what these tools also do. They help you do things, and they also get all that crap out of your head that is trying to tell you, no, what it should be about your grandmother's will. It shouldn't. So yes, it's always helpful in a lot of different ways. Josh, what do you got?
Doing these exercises, these improv scenes, it really strengthen your mind and your sensibility as a person, as a human being, and as you said, an improviser. And it makes you more empathic, I guess. And then
Yeah. Well, you just reminded me that I did write a couple of the little books, and then the first one, a lot of it, I forgot that I did this, but a lot of it was showing how these things also affect life, like normal life. And I kind of forgot about that aspect of it now. But yes, it does. It does. When you really do this, and when it works, and when you get on stage and it works and you keep doing it, you can't go back and be the same exact person in the rest of your life. You do see things differently. And you do realize when other people are doing things and you shake your head and go, well, why are they doing all that when all they needed to do was this? So yeah, it does work that way. I hate to be that guru type who says that, but it's true. Okay, thank you guys. It was good to see you all here. It was a lot of fun. Did a good job. I enjoyed it.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.